Here's how to win a bidding war in 2024. One, you're going to have to use an escalator and come up over asking. Probably not as much as like 20% when you did in 2022 or folks were doing in 2022, but probably almost 10%. I was just in a multiple offer situation, and sadly, my clients did not win, but the winning offer came up 10% over asking. Number two, sadly, you're probably still going to have to waive some contingencies. Maybe not financing unless you're competing for properties that are over $1.5 million, but you're probably going to have to waive inspection. That is still something that sellers really love to get buyers to do because they don't want to negotiate after you have a signed offer. Number three, you need to fast and furious this closing because the faster you can close, the better that's going to be for the seller. Because most sellers have already moved and they don't want to pay an extra month of mortgage. So here are some other pro tips that I talk to my clients about when we're getting ready to do a multiple offer. I always suggest that they do an inspection, a pre-inspection, especially if the seller will allow it. This makes sure that they know what they're getting themselves into before they buy the home. I also talk about putting down as much earnest money as possible. This really shows the seller that you're committed to staying in the contract. The next thing is you're going to want to get a copy of the preliminary title from the seller if you can, or the listing agent, I should say, if you can, so that you can review that and make sure there's no title issues before you submit your offer. And lastly, always read the seller disclosure form really carefully and make sure there's no red flags in there that you might want to investigate. And of course, we have a guide that talks about all of this. So if you want more information or more detailed information, just leave me a comment and we can send you the link to our guide. Here are ways you can avoid a bidding war in 2024. Look for properties where you can earn your lesbian badge because they need a little elbow grease. Maybe they're a little dated, maybe they're a fixer. These are great properties for you to invest in. Look for properties that have been on the market for 15, 20 days or longer. These are sellers that probably, if they haven't already dropped their price, are willing to negotiate. We had some buyers who bought a couple months ago who found a property that had been sitting on the market for over 30 days, and they were able to walk in and negotiate, which is something you would want to do as a buyer, especially in this market. Another way to avoid a bidding war is to buy a condo or a townhouse. There are so many options. There's condos that are townhouses, there are townhouses that are condos, there's resale townhouses and condos, and there's brand new townhouses. There's even little cottage condos. There's so much new construction out there. You could pick whatever you want in almost any neighborhood you want. And if all these tidbits leave you wanting for more, well, guess what? We have a guide that talks about in-depth how to buy a home in Seattle. Leave me a comment and I'll send you the guide, or you can go and download it from the show notes. And if you just want to talk to me and talk about buying a home in Seattle, I love to chat over coffee or tea or whatever. Just call me, text me, or go to the show notes and schedule an appointment. If you want more of this Diva goodness, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and hang out for a little bit longer and watch Hannah's video, which is coming up next on how to buy a home in Seattle. I'm Kim Colapreti, team lead of Team Diva at Coldwell Banker Bain in Seattle, Washington. Ciao for now.